It is well known that the bear is an animal that traditionally hibernates during winter. Since ancient times, there has been a popular belief that bears suck their paws while hibernating. It was assumed that bears do this out of hunger. Over time, the phrase, sucking one's paw, became an idiom commonly used even today to mean living a poor or difficult life. So, what do bears actually do during hibernation, and how does it happen? In this video, we will explain all about it. When do bears hibernate? Bears begin hibernating from mid-autumn or the start of winter. Their winter hibernation is directly linked to the weather and surrounding temperature. Therefore, it is difficult to pinpoint the exact month when bears enter hibernation. Usually, it happens when a consistent snow cover forms and temperatures consistently stay below freezing. Before these weather conditions occur, bears simply roam around their territories. Why do bears hibernate? Bears hibernate to survive the harsh and food-scarce winter. Their diet mainly consists of plant-based food, which becomes very difficult to find during the cold winter months. That's why bears spend the summer eating well and building up fat reserves to help them get through the winter while hibernating. How does a bear prepare for hibernation? A bear prepares for hibernation by eating heavily and accumulating significant reserves of nutrients in the form of subcutaneous fat. The bear's winter hibernation takes place in a den, which it prepares itself to comfortably spend the harsh winter period. Before hibernation, a bear makes its den in a secluded, hard-to-reach place, usually under fallen trees or in root cavities. Sometimes bears may occupy caves and rocky gorges. Occasionally, a bear can even dig a shelter right in the ground. After finding a good wintering spot, bears often return to the same place year after year. Bear in hibernation. The length of a bear's hibernation varies from several months up to half a year. This mainly depends on the climate conditions. In southern regions, where winters are usually mild with little snow, bears may not hibernate at all. However, they still build up fat reserves because the availability of food significantly decreases during the winter period. Bears sleep in different positions. Some find it comfortable to lie on their side, while others sleep on their back. Usually, bears hibernate alone. The exception is mother bears with their cubs. They hibernate together. In spring, the grown cubs leave the den with their mother. By the way, mother bears with cubs stay in the den much longer than solitary bears. The oldest male bears spend the least amount of time in dens. Brown bear's hibernation is not very deep. If there is danger, the bear will wake up and leave the den, moving on to search for a safer place. Sometimes a bear doesn't manage to gain enough fat reserves before hibernation. In this case, it may wake up in the middle of winter or not hibernate at all, instead wandering in search of food. Such bears are called chaton roamers. They are very dangerous because hunger makes them ruthless predators that can even attack humans. Most often, these bears do not survive until spring due to lack of food. The slowdown of metabolic processes in bears during winter is much less pronounced than in animals like hedgehogs, whose body temperature drops from 33 degrees Celsius to 2 degrees Celsius during hibernation. In bears, the body temperature decreases on average from 37 degrees Celsius to 31 degrees Celsius during hibernation, which allows it to recover quickly and easily after awakening. Sometimes, even during hibernation, the bear's body temperature can return to normal levels. While asleep, the body survives by using fat reserves accumulated beforehand. Some bear species spend part of their pregnancy in hibernation, with the birth occurring immediately after they emerge. For example, polar bears do not hibernate every year, and when they do, it lasts only a few months. It is mostly pregnant females that hibernate. Polar bears make their dens on the mainland or islands. Besides the brown bear, the Himalayan bear also hibernates, although it prefers to build its den at high elevations, usually in cavities of old trees. However, not all bear species hibernate. For instance, the giant panda does not hibernate at all. Winter hibernation occurs not only in bears but also in other mammals, such as badgers. By the way, badgers are the only members of the weasel family, Mustelidae, that hibernate in winter. For example, the stoat, which belongs to the same family, does not hibernate in winter. Many species of rodents, insectivores, some bats, frogs, and others also hibernate. There are 3 types of hibernation in animals: daily, found in hummingbirds and bats; seasonal, in mammals, rodents, and insectivores; and irregular, which usually occurs due to the sudden onset of unfavorable conditions. Speaking of seasonal hibernation, it can be not only winter hibernation but also summer hibernation. The latter is typical for animals living in deserts and occurs during especially dry periods. Why does a bear suck its paw? There is a funny belief that bears suck their paws, but in reality, bears lick their paws while sleeping. They don't do this out of hunger; rather, during winter hibernation, the skin on a bear's paws renews and peels. The bear simply responds to the itching caused by this process. Bear after hibernation. After hibernation, a bear is thin and hungry. During the winter sleep, bears lose all the fat reserves they had accumulated. They wake up due to hunger and the arrival of spring warmth. The timing of a bear's emergence from hibernation is closely linked to the climate. In warmer regions, bears wake up in the early days of spring, while in colder areas, they may not leave their dens until mid-April. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like it and subscribe to the channel.